Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have a new update for the REY Skywalker New Jedi Order movie from the writer of the movie of the overall project, Stephen Knight himself, saying that writing is going well. Of course, we're going to go ahead, we're going to hop right on into it, break it all down for you guys, everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from one of my favorites out there, StarWarsNewsNet.com. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. Stephen Knight has been working on the new Star Wars movie for about over a year at this point, and though the process has been far from its completion, at least into the regards of its pre-production and overall development, as that is getting closer and closer to somewhat of a final project, he's recently finally discussing it more publicly. The story will be set 15 years after the events of the sequel trilogy, after the Rise of Skywalker, as announced from the get-go a year ago at Star Wars Celebration in London, and it will feature Daisy Ridley back as Rey Skywalker. Charmin Obid-Chinoy will direct. Stephen Knight is currently out promoting the BBC One series, This Town as titled, which had wrapped its first season recently. So speaking to NME, the Oscar-nominated writer said the following when asked what he can share about his Star Wars venture, New Jedi Order. Its name also isn't technically New Jedi Order, but this could be more of a confirmation that maybe it is. When it was officially announced, Kathleen Kennedy had kind of just displayed it or described it as a New Jedi Order project, but nonetheless, Stephen Knight himself says this here in quote, "I can tell you I'm doing it. I'm doing and going well. Yes, but yes, I'm getting into that universe, and it's a wonderful universe. I love it, and it's good people." Again, when you get to that level and you find that the people who are there for a reason. Ending that quote right there, very in a weird way that feels kind of cryptic, but he does confirm that it's going well and it's underway, and that it's really delving into a universe, into a wonderful universe as he describes it, of a part of a galaxy far, far away, telling that journey, telling this new adventure here that's going to be separate from the rest of the Skywalker saga. Also hinting at to this idea of that, well, people, or maybe characters who are there for a reason, and that just about all of the different characters that he's going to delve into, have here for this new project, are all there for a reason. They're all there for some way or another, and that everybody here kind of matters, I think, a part of this project. Now, some fans out there are going to easily disagree with that for one idea of that, oh, it's the New Jedi Order movie, we automatically hate it. Others for another reason that does actually make sense, and honestly, to be fair with you guys, I do kind of agree with this idea of that it's a big galaxy, it's very vast, and that there's so many people, there's so many different characters, not everything has to necessarily come full circle. And some fans out there have pointed out it's a bit strange that maybe Luke Skywalker runs into Yoda multiple times maybe throughout that project, or same thing for Anakin Skywalker running into some of those same characters throughout the Clone Wars animated show, throughout the movies even there as well. Things like that are, I think, more on a technical kind of scale things, and maybe just people complaining to complain, and that there is a larger story at stake that is really being told. Stephen Knight has been revising his script for quite some time now, coming up with a more finalized draft, but honestly that's something that's going to go on a part of the overall development and pre-production process up until the cameras are actually rolling, and has likely already turned in multiple drafts to Lucasfilm. Daisy Ridley is also thought to have read the script already too at this point, if not more or less quite soon. That doesn't mean it's finished yet though. But with Stephen Knight soon moving on to prep the Peaky Blinders movie that he's also working on a little bit later this year that will shoot in September, he's got to get underway onto that, and he's probably close to putting on some of those final touches of the overall writing of the New Jedi Order movie, especially as the New Jedi Order movie, or the Rey Skywalker movie here, is looking at beginning its filming and its production a little bit later this year over the summer, closer to June, alongside with the Mandalorian and Grogu movie releasing releasing there as well. This movie is going to be releasing in December of 2026, while the Mandalorian and Grogu movie seems to be releasing in May of 2026. So 2 Star Wars movies in the same year is very exciting to look forward to. And well, as I had mentioned, something to heavily keep in mind, despite all these different updates that we'll probably continue to keep updated and continue discussing and talking about here on the channel, is this idea and the fact that the overall writing and scripting process is going to continue on. It's going to go on probably up until they're actually rolling, up until they're actually filming, if not even while they're actually shooting and filming the actual project itself a little bit later this year throughout the summer. Taking a look back, taking a couple steps back here as well into the regards of what Stephen Knight had said there in that quote. Of course, it can't be taken too literally. It can't be overly, I guess, speculated upon. Of course, he also mentions that it's good people, into referring to it's good characters, a part of this project that he's working on, or it's just good people that he's working with, like Kathy Kennedy or Daisy Ridley there, a part of this project there as well, is something that remains a bit up in the air, something we can't put a definite answer on. If I had to take a stab at it, it's probably into the regards of the characters, like Rey Skywalker and all of the other characters appearing in this movie. And he also mentions of how when you get onto that level of things and you find that people who are there for a reason. I feel that that's very similar to a quote that Darth Maul mentions in the Clone Wars animated show. Something along the lines of that everything that you have done has led you up until this moment. It seems to be maybe a heavy implied theme that they're going for with this actual movie itself. This movie is set 15 years after the events of The Rise of Skywalker, after the Skywalker saga, after the sequel trilogy. Maybe that would leave a bit of a glimmer of hope of some of those events that had happened and gone on into the sequel trilogy, and to bring those a bit more full circle throughout this movie here as well is something I think that we could see and that he could be getting at, although I want to take my time on this one, delve deeper onto it in a separate future video here on the channel. Also keeping in mind that there isn't a confirmed filming start date that hasn't been announced, but Disney and Lucasfilm probably want it to go up before the end of the year as anticipated, or at the very, very latest Q1 of 2025. With the Mandalorian and Grogu movie officially set for May 22nd of 2026, it's just a matter of time before they get this movie set for December 18th of 2026. Early pre-production, including conversations with the potential candidates for the lead roles and other casting calls for the main characters, have been going around. Those conversations have been going on. They may very well be underway already. One of the challenges Lucasfilm and Disney are facing right now is booking sound stages, apparently, as into comparison. They're just kind of going at each other is what it sounds like, because it looks also that the Fantastic Four and a couple of other Marvel projects and movies are also looking at filming at the same time that they want to shoot this movie. So it's just kind of Disney against Disney, which I find a bit funny, but yeah, they'll work it out, definitely. As there is a lot of other demand following last year's industry stoppage, there's other, of course, production companies and studios that are also trying to get some projects out because of the industry stops from last year. Anyway, this here all being said, guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.